groups oppose the millionaire tax and feel it could have a major economic effect on that state's economy. Mike Lee is the founder of Mike Lee Strategy, and Deneen Borelli is a Newsmax contributor. Mike, they're not learning. I mean, Rhode Island's growing very slowly as it is. They've only got 2,300 millionaires, and they're going to go after them. They can flee.
Yeah, it's, look, with the left, the issue is never the issue. The issue is the revolution. And what they need to do right now is, instead of blaming themselves for all the problems they created, they need to blame rich people. Well, if only these people had paid their fair share, you wouldn't be having such a hard time. Like, we need these rich people that are getting wealthy and doing all these amazing things, like, I don't know, Elon Musk, to give away 5% or 10% of his wealth and let everyone go to college for free and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all nonsense. It's always been nonsense. It's more of the same. And instead of taking a long, hard look in the mirror and saying, hey, it's these leftist Democrat policies that put us in this financial hole to begin with, and some real introspection on how to fix that with less regulation, lower taxes, stimulating businesses, they double down on stupid.
Yeah, and you saw that in California, where they're trying to push this through. And even Governor Gavin Newsom, believe it or not, realizes, hey, handwriting's on the wall. I've seen what's happening. And he's...
Look, it's not like the rich aren't already taxed. And like in this city, if you're making more than $1 million, like you're keeping less than half of it, right? Between city and state tax of it. So as you get into these upper income brackets, you're keeping less. So half the time you're working, you're keeping less than half of it. It's insane. It's un-American. And again, they want to double down on stupid. And what they don't realize is all the knock-on effects and the multipliers of having wealth and wealthy companies in your neighborhoods. You need business leaders to keep their money here and reinvest in their community. And they don't need handouts, and like, people will put up with a lot in New York City, but as soon as you start demonizing them, making them targets, targeting Ken Griffin's apartment, threatening his safety, why on earth would he stay here when you can move to a place like I live, Florida, where they're trying to eliminate property taxes for people on homes with less than $500,000? Like, where would you want to go? Capital flows to where it's treated the best.
And they can afford to do that. Mike Lee, Deneen Borelli, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, some CIA, others, they've all come out and they've said, we don't trust Iran. And when I look at this, to be real honest, I mean, I'm not going to give y'all a bunch of baloney. To be real honest, I look at this and it's like, okay, well, 60 days then to start talking about the things that have been the sticking points all along. What do you see that we have gained from any memorandum of understanding if nuclear, ballistic proxies haven't been already agreed to?
Yeah, look, I think the threat to the U.S. is much greater from the Democrats than the Iranians. And this is the least popular war kind of ever waged at the beginning for the United States. And it's unclear to the public how this is to the American benefit. I think in the long run, it is. You do not want a 10th nuclear nation. But, you know, gas prices have skyrocketed. We are in a cost of living crisis. The Republicans are down double digits in the generic ballot. And so we have decimated their military. And if Iran, you know, Trump famously said this in an interview with Rush Limbaugh in 2020, if they want to F around, they can find out. And they went through the find out stage here. You hit 13,000 targets in 38 days to their 17. So at any point of our choosing, ideally after the midterms, when we can hold on to at least one house so the president doesn't get thrown out, we can go back in and do whatever we want, however we want, in whatever way we want. So if Iran wants to play games, they'll find out in the long run. But in the immediate term, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's come to a deal. I'm not worried about what the details are, because there is a true threat of elimination for these people signing these deals that never existed in prior administrations. So knowing that these leaders in Iran could be, you know, a week, a day, a month away from the rest of their life, right? I think there's an impetus for them to go along with this. So I'm not worried about the details. I don't care what's in it. I want this moving in the right direction, and it's moving in the right direction.
People, the main focus for Americans is the economy. They want those gas prices to go down. Guys, we got to leave it there. Thank you. Thank you all.
Yeah, and the oil prices.